I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to take our candy pails and turn it into a candy holder. Kind of a fun little Halloween thing for you. You can make it a centerpiece, or I'm going to show you how to turn it into a great decoration for Halloween as well. So come on, let's get started.
We're going to start with a big pumpkin pail, and I'm going to use purple because my pool noodles are going to be orange and I don't want them both the same color. You can do whatever you want. You could even paint it a different color. And then we're going to find our skeleton hands that are the size of our pumpkin pail, and I picked these up at the Dollar Tree, and they're usually a pretty regular item there for Halloween. And we're going to see kind of right where they're going to go onto the head. And what we're going to do is you want them about halfway. These are your halfway points, so about half of the hand on there. And we're going to glue that on with our E6000. And E6000 is one of those glues that glues everything to everything. We carry the E6000 if you cannot find it. We also carry the turnkeys so that you can use this even when it starts to get lower. And I'm going to place that glue right where the hands hit the pumpkin pail. And it's kind of in the middle of the palm. You can kind of turn it around a little bit too. And I'm going to use tape, you can use masking tape or painting tape, whatever, to hold it into place while it is drying. So, kind of that middle part there, make sure that's your glue part, and we touch our hands on our table. And tape that on. Now, I've got my tape a little bit higher, so, because it's pushing those fingers up there, not the palm where I want that to touch. So you want to kind of make sure of that that's where you need it to be. And this doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be good. Make sure your hands are straight up. We're going to go ahead and do the second one. We want to leave these at least overnight. They always tell you it cures in 24 hours. But your E6000 is your really tough glue that glues plastic to plastic, stone, glass, things like that. So that's the reason we're using the E6000. And I get my tape ready for this guy. Go ahead and put it on there. And tape him right on there. Now, if you have your hands going, kind of make sure you're kind of gluing them both the same. Like this area right here is the part touching, or if you did the fingers more towards the top, then do the fingers more towards the top. Because we're putting the stand or the candy dish underneath it, we really want them more towards the bottom this time, so they don't look like they're exactly just kind of floating. So we're going to go ahead and let that dry for the night, and then we'll start from there. While you're waiting for your hands to dry, there's a couple other little things that we can go ahead and glue on, and I found some little rhinestones for the eyes. And if you want them more in the middle, you can tape them on, but if you don't mind them hanging right there at the bottom, that little lip will keep them in place. So again, we're using the E6000, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my little spider, glue him on. I'm going to use him to cover up one of the holes up on top. Whatever type of spider you want, it doesn't matter. I just found some real pretty glitter ones. And I'm going to kind of put him there where he can be seen. And if you need to tape any of those on, go ahead and tape them on. If they hold in place while they're drying, that's great too. Once everything's glued on nice and secure, we're going to go ahead and untape it. Just be careful with your spider. Be a little bit more delicate with him. When I was doing this, they didn't have any of the orange pumpkins out, and I wish they would have, because I had a purple base and I would like that better than purple with purple, but it's not bad at all. What we're going to do next is we're going to wire it to our little candy dish base, and I'm going to use an awl. You could use an ice pick, whatever you can poke through. Just be a little bit careful. And I'm going to poke it in 4 directions. And what I want you to think about is how wide your base is. We want it a little bit. We don't want it so much up here that it doesn't catch, but we don't want it so far out here. So we're going to do it probably about like right around in there. It's about maybe 2 inches by 2 inches. Now see, we've got this part here, so we don't really want to get into that too much. What we're doing is just poking it big enough to get our wire through. If you want to do this before you glue your hands on, so you don't have to worry about your hands, that's probably a good idea. And we'll go ahead and get our wire going. And I am just going to wire this in 2 different batches. And think about where it lands and where your spider lands and all that kind of fun stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick it through the holes. And I'm going to have to glue my hand back. But I wanted it flat when I did it. So maybe puncture the holes and then glue the hands on and then wire it on. Like I always tell you, I leave these things in the video so you know not what to do. Once you've got your wire through, stick it into whatever web it fits. And we're going to tie those off on both sides. And then go ahead and trim that wire so it doesn't show with your wire cutters. Make sure you have lots of them on. Make sure it's nice and secure. I'll use my little hand here. And I've got my spider in the front. And then once you've got that all on, all we're going to do is simply take one of our ribbons. The spider web ribbon that I have on my other one I picked up at Walmart, it is glow in the dark. And it's really cool when you turn the lights off. And we're not going to tie the knot, we're just going to loop it over. And I'm going to use my pipe cleaner. You don't want this too long, so you've got it going there, so we want it to go that way. It's all over the table. So we're just, I probably only need about half that pipe cleaner. Just going to tie it just like that. And I'm going to hot glue a spider on right in the middle just to kind of cover that knot, or where the knot should be. And we're going to stick this guy right in here and pull that nice and tight so he's up against and kind of tucked in under the pumpkin. Another thing to make it kind of creepy, I bought these little skulls at Walmart, and I thought it would be kind of fun to put them underneath just to give it that extra dimension of spook, so when people look at it they can figure there's more than one thing going on.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a great time. Come on over to our Facebook page at Miriam Joy's Waxy Crafty Corner, where we put all of these fun projects and videos up for you to see as well. Thank you. Have a safe Halloween.
Ha ha.